Beginner photography mistakes. What to avoid to take better photos. I see these mistakes all the time with beginner photographers, but lucky you for watching, you are going to find out how to avoid them and start taking better photos now. Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd. I am a professional photographer in Silicon Valley, California. I've been shooting for 12 years professionally and teaching for 10 of those. So I've worked with a lot of students, had my own journey, and I can say that there are 5 things I see all newbie photographers make that if we had just learned about these earlier, we could have all gotten so much better, so much faster. So the first one is not giving direction. Number 2, not practicing with intention. Number 3, focusing on the gear you don't have. Number 4, spending too much time editing. And number 5, not investing properly in your education. So number 1, not giving direction. When newbie photographers start posing, they're like, well, if you could just, I don't know, move your shoulder, and if you want to look that way, that'd be cool. And your model's like, do you want me to look that way or not? Because I don't have a preference. I see this all the time in the posing classes I teach. And I always let the photographer step up first, try the thing, and it's like, cool, now I'm going to give you my approach. And it is an absolute game changer. Not that I'm the only one who knows how to pose, I'm just pretty gosh darn good at it. And one of the things I found is moving your body to mirror the pose in order to tell them what to do. So I will move as I tell them exactly what to do. And you're like, that's great, Mike, but I don't know what to do in the first place. So when I first got started, I wish I would have known this, but you can mirror the pose and just tell them to do things even if you have no idea what you're doing. You're like, what does that mean? Okay, so if you don't know how to do a pose, just start moving things. Like, tell them, cool, now take that foot and move it over in front of this one. You'll learn basic principles of posing as you get started, right? So one foot in front of the other one will help slim down the legs a little bit and accentuate the hips. And you're like, cool, now I'm gonna have you bring your hand up here. And you might be thinking in your brain, that doesn't look good. But don't say that. Just say, okay, cool, now move your hand to this side. Oh, now flatten it out like that. Cool, that looks great. Now bring your hands up into your hair. And you're like, armpits, I don't know if I want that. You're like, cool, so now bring your hands across the chest. You're like, well, now they look like they're dead. And then just keep rolling. And then when you look at the photos after the shoot, you will find things that you liked, find things you don't like, and go from there. And that is why I created this little bit of magic right here, my posing book. This isn't just a photo gallery of poses that you can do, because most photography resources I've seen are just literally that. It's a photo album, and you're like, neat, those are great poses, I don't know how to do them. This breaks down step by step exactly how to do it. Like, have your subject lie diagonally on the bed with their hands hanging off of one corner and their feet pointing toward the other corner. That super simple direction. Tell them to bend the knee closest to the camera so the foot is touching the side of the knee of the straight leg. So reading the directions, looking at the photo, you can easily put people into these gorgeous poses without breaking your connection with your client. And that is the reason I have a spiral bound version as well as a PDF. The PDF you can use in practice sessions, you can study on your own. The spiral bound version though, that is the one you want to bring to the shoots with you. I even bring them in my own shoots. There's 150 poses in there. I want to go through and try things that I don't do at every single shoot, and it keeps me creative. So I definitely recommend that as a tool. Even if you don't have it, my other exercise is to look in the mirror and pose yourself. Because when you say, turn this hip toward the camera, you're going to do that. And then point your toes, you're going to do that. Watching yourself, you're also learning how to mirror the poses. So you know what it feels like when you go up to your client and say, cool, turn this hip toward the camera. Great, now point your toes down. Now bring your hand up over here and rest this hand over here. Now my client knows exactly what to do, and I've already seen myself do it in the mirror, and it feels super awkward when you're practicing it, but it gets easier, I promise. Number 2 is not practicing with intention. What does practicing with intention even mean? I'm glad you asked. Go into every practice session with one goal, just one. Is today 1 light setups? Is it 2 light setups? Is today posing on the chair, posing on the bed, posing on the floor? What are we doing with our practice session today? As opposed to, oh, let's go practice taking boudoir photos. And then maybe you do a couple on a chair and then you run out of ideas. So then you go onto the bed and you run out of ideas. So then you go to the couch and then you run out of ideas. And you didn't actually practice. You just did the things that you already knew until it got hard, and then you moved on to the next thing that you already know. Whereas if you have a 1-hour shoot and you are only going to do chair poses, you were going to have to get real creative with that chair to fill an hour of posing, which you can absolutely spend an hour just posing on the chair. I mean, sitting on the chair, turn sideways, straddle the chair, sit on the floor with your hand and arms on the seat of the chair, kneeling in front of it, bend over the chair. Tons of things that you can do. Arm placements, full body, 3/4, tighter shots. So many things you can do on a chair. So if you spend that full hour on it, you're going to get a way better feel for that piece of furniture and be way more prepared more quickly the next time you use one in your session. Again, as opposed to just like doing a little bit of everything and not really focusing. Maybe, again, you designate one day as one light setups and you just see how many different kinds of images you can do with one light. Maybe it's directly overhead. Maybe you're side lighting. Maybe everything's in the background and you're just doing silhouette style. All of these options are available if you just get out and play with them, but set the intention of one goal per practice session. Number 3 is focusing on the equipment you don't have. If I could only get my hands on one of those lenses, I'd be a real photographer, says every newbie, but it's not the case. When I got started, I had one 50mm lens, I had one strobe, and a 36-inch octabox. I did have a strip box, but I only had one speed ring, so I could only put one softbox on my lights at a time. This was long before the days of Godox and Flashpoint, where everything was easy and affordable, and I couldn't afford to get pro photo gear or the sought after Broncolor setup, the $10,000 lighting setup. I wanted one of those so bad, and I'm so glad I never bought that. Anyway, when you only focus on the things you can't do, you are not focusing on the things you can do with what you already have. And I know that sounds really basic because it is, you just gotta actually do it. So go into your shoot and be like, cool, what can I do with a 50mm lens? Even if you have more than one lens and one light, again, practice with intention. What can I do today with a 50, with a 35? What can I do today with one light setup, with two light setups, with only a grid, with only a softbox, with only an umbrella? Get intentional with your practicing and master the things that you have. I made a name for myself shooting with one lens and one light, and I had done movie posters and I had done album covers. I've been published all over the country. I've had an image on Times Square in New York. I did a lot with one lens and one light. I also built my photography business shooting boudoir as well. And everything was one gridded strip box. Now we use a background light or a hair light, but shoot, for the first 9-10 years of my business, one light setups. Even when I got to the point of being able to afford more gear, I bought it. I have 4 lights now, but I very rarely use them. Really only in corporate headshots when I have to light super evenly and throw a background light. I rarely use 3 lights, let alone 4. So now that I have the gear, it just kind of sits. But it's good to have backups. So you don't need to have every piece of equipment. You need enough to get the job done and then master what you have. You'll be surprised how little gear you actually need. Number 4 is spending too much time editing. And you might be thinking, well, yeah, but I gotta fix all the photos I took so that they're good. I have a better use for your time. Reflecting on the mistakes that you made in your shoot and then going out doing another shoot without making those mistakes. I'll give you an example. One of the shoots that I did many, many years ago, I did not catch that my client had a hair tie on her wrist in all the photos. So at the time, because I panicked, I edited that hair tie out of all of her photos. There were like 75 photos we looked at in her reveal. That was totally unnecessary. I could have just waited until she picked out her favorites and then edited the hair tie out of the 25, 30 that she bought, whatever. I didn't know. Lesson learned. But also, now I have never let somebody wear a hair tie in their photos. As soon as they walk in the door to my studio, that's the first thing that I look for. Hair ties, watch, all that needs to go. I prep them to not wear jeans when they come in because I don't want the jeans leaving lines on their skin. All of these things that I have learned, I now use to prevent those mistakes in the future. So rather than spending all of that time editing photos that could just retake and make even better the second time, that would be your better path right there. Also, yes, you do need to know how to edit photos. But again, in the beginning, when you're not delivering for a client, you don't necessarily have a set number of images you have to deliver to somebody. Don't feel that you need to give someone 30, 40, 50 edited photos. That's insane. In a trade for shoot, I don't know, a dozen, 20, like how many are they really going to need or really going to use? So clean up enough that you can deliver what you needed to and then spend that time focusing on all the things that you can improve for the next time you shoot. And number 5, not investing properly in your education. You are going to invest in your education one way or another, with time or with money. Everything we do in life costs one of those two things. You choose which one you want to spend on your education. You can decide to continue to figure everything out on your own, which is going to cost you a lot of time. And time is the one thing you can't get back. But if you spend a little bit of money on a course that maybe teaches you how to make a little more money faster, then you can take that revenue, reinvest it into your education, and learn even faster, and then it grows and grows and grows. This I really, really wish I would have done in the beginning. But again, in like 2008, 9, we didn't have all these YouTube videos and photography courses that were available. This really didn't exist, and I did not want to go back to school after I'd already graduated college. So going to photography school was out of the question. Plus, I had a friend who went to photography school. The Brooks Institute in Santa Barbara, California. She spent 40 grand on that education and did not know how to make money with her camera. She could develop film in a Lightroom, but she didn't know how to run a business. And I knew that is absolutely not going to be the best use of my time and my money. So figured out how to run a business, and here I am teaching you. And there are a ton of great resources out there. But again, you can either consume every single video, podcast, ebook, email, newsletter, download that you can possibly get your hands on, and you will eventually figure things out. Or you can just buy a course in how do I market my photography business? How do I pose my clients? How do I light people? Spend, $500 on that. And if you can make $500 more in a month because you know how to sell better, or you've raised your prices to a respectable amount, or you can pose better, light better, and you just do better work now so people want to give you more money, you'll make your money back so fast, and then you can continue to grow. Take the new money, again, invest it into more classes, and you're going to get better and better and better as long as you're actually implementing the things you learn and not just using education as a way to procrastinate. So investing money into the business, 100% recommend it because it will grow your skill set, and definitely recommend it because you will get better so much faster. Seriously. Even if you don't buy my courses, like whatever you decide to buy, great, just do it. All right, so those are the 5 beginner photography mistakes I see all the time that are absolutely holding you back from being really good and making money right now. Number 1 is not giving good direction. Number 2 is not practicing with intention. Number 3, focusing on the gear you don't have. Number 4 is spending too much time editing, not enough time learning how to prevent the mistakes in the first place. And number 5, investing too much time in your education and not enough money. So again, I have amazing videos here on this channel all about posing and lighting and sales and marketing. You can absolutely figure out how to start making money with all of those videos. You can also head to boudoirguild.com, pick up the posing book or my marketing course or my sales course, and you will start bringing money in faster than you think and growing your business and your peace of mind so much more quickly. You are amazing. See you inside.